and I was like, this isn't real. Like, I was so in shock. I was like, this is fake.
Most people become rich or famous and then get into charity work, not the other way around. But one YouTuber has made a name for himself as the platform's leading philanthropist by giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars and becoming a viral sensation in the process. Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, makes videos fueled by branded sponsorships and AdSense revenue. With more cash coming in than he's giving out, he's able to make it his full-time job, kind of like an internet Robin Hood. Things tend to get crazy. That's why we're taking a look at 15 ridiculously expensive things Mr. Beast has given away. The video that started it all for Mr. Beast depicts the then unknown YouTuber boldly telling the camera, "This is not clickbait. I'm going to give a random homeless guy $10,000 today." After counting the money on camera, Mr. Beast explains how the money came from a brand sponsorship and how he's going to use it to make life a little easier for one homeless man in his city. After setting up the camera to record, Mr. Beast hands the man an unmarked envelope full of bills, and the guy refuses to believe it's real. After some prodding and a pinky promise, he comes around, but the look of disbelief stays on his face for the rest of the video. A quick interview wraps things up. From the looks of it, the video and Mr. Beast were perfect candidates for online virality. Another watershed viral moment happened for Mr. Beast when he decided to take his generosity to the restaurant industry. In an effort to brighten the days of some hardworking restaurant employees, Mr. Beast dropped 30 grand in tips over the course of one day at a variety of restaurants in his area. One woman received a $500 tip after Beast and his friends ordered a jalapeno water, which cost them $1.06. Disgusting and heartwarming all in one go. But the real buzz was centered around Beast giving a waitress at a North Carolina Sup Dogs restaurant a $10,000 tip on a glass of water, something which got picked up by a ton of local news stations. When your friend's a YouTube star who's made his name by spending ludicrous amounts of money, being a member of the entourage seems like a good gig, especially when you're in need of, say, a new car. On April 13, 2018, that was definitely the case for Beast's friend Ethan, who got to be the lucky recipient of a brand new 2010 Chevrolet Tahoe LT SUV. The only catch is that Ethan's old car had to be destroyed by Beast for a YouTube video when he wasn't looking without his permission. His "Have I just been punked" reaction upon seeing the car quickly gave way to excitement as Beast and friends showed off his shiny new ride. In a video he made in November 2018, currently sitting at a whopping 32 million views, Beast challenged 4 of his friends to see who could last the longest in a freezing cold slime pit. Winner take all. 9 hours in, his friend Garrett proved to be the strongest of them all and promised to use the money to buy a new BMW. Whether someone deserves it or not, sometimes the motivation behind a charitable donation can be, well, not very charitable at all. And sometimes it's just for the fun of it. Sometimes it's just to throw someone off their game, to mess with an entertainer you admire. This is the case with Mr. Beast and his $50,000 donation to pro Twitch streamer Ninja, publicized in a video in July 2018. Ninja was in the middle of a Fortnite charity livestream to raise money for St. Jude's, a cancer research nonprofit. Viewers were encouraged to add handicaps to his game in exchange for donations, and Mr. Beast really ran with this. He donated enough to force Ninja to play the game, a shooter entirely without weapons or materials, determined to make him lose over and over for a good cause. When you're Mr. Beast and you've got ample money to spend, you can get both together in one place. That place is Beast's pop-up dollar store, a stunt which grabbed the attention of over 23 million viewers since its inception in January of 2019. Fans lined up around the block, ready to spend a little to get a lot. For the low price of just $1, customers had their pick of anything in the store, which included PlayStation 4s, Nintendo Switches, flat-screen TVs, pole dancing kits, miniature cars, and more. The whole affair cost Beast over $25,000, but while it lasted, it was the mother of all electronic stores. We think we all owe our mothers a phone call, a hug, and sincere thanks for everything they've done for us over the years. In what he describes as the proudest day of his life, MrBeast did just that by giving his mother $100,000. She initially refused the money, as one does when presented with an unreasonably large gift. That's just polite. MrBeast is certainly open about the fact that his generosity isn't a completely one-sided affair. He relies on viral view counts in the millions in order to keep his channel going via ad revenue and sponsorships. That said, this next move just seems like a solid thing to do, and one we'd certainly be grateful for. MrBeast and friends bought 100 pizzas, stacked them on top of one another, and made their way around their neighborhood, knocking on doors with a terrifying tower of dough, meat, and cheese ready to give away. Another thing we think just about anyone would be thrilled to see if it doesn't make them second-guess their sanity is money growing on trees. Obviously, it doesn't really work that way, but for one day in June 2018, MrBeast gave residents of his North Carolina hometown a reason to believe. Beast placed trees, bushes, and other plants in populous downtown locations, all with dollar bills attached to the leaves. He even went so far as to paper a whole grove of 8-foot-tall trees with legal tender, and the reactions he got from the community were no doubt worth the time and effort. In one hilarious video uploaded on November 2nd, 2018, he offers a $23,000 Lamborghini to whichever of his 4 friends can keep their hand touching the car for the longest, without taking it off. The stakes, the competition, and the trickery which ensued seemed like the perfect recipe for viral entertainment. Now, Lamborghinis are one thing, but for someone with MrBeast's crazy cash flow and his unique sense of humor, the vehicle giveaways can't stop there, and they didn't. In December of 2018, Beast and his friends purchased a school bus. They covered the bus in blue paint and decals and decked it out with gaming chairs and, of course, a PlayStation 4 with a copy of Fortnite installed. That's right, MrBeast and friends made a life-sized, fully functional replica of the Fortnite Battle Bus and drove it 20 hours away to pro Fortnite streamer Tfue doorstep so they could surprise him with this frankly ridiculous purchase. In December of 2018, MrBeast, along with 20 million fans, got a good laugh out of his $20,000 donation to his friend Chandler's father. The fun part was that the money was delivered unannounced to Chandler's backyard in the form of millions and millions of loose pennies. The scheme took a full day of setup. After all, that's a lot of tiny copper discs to unpack. We're honestly not sure whether we'd be thrilled or infuriated. In the most recent iteration of his compete to see who can keep their hand on something the longest challenge, MrBeast upped the stake. Over 25 million people got to see Beast's friends compete for the grand prize of a house. All they had to do was be the one to keep their hand on said house the longest without removing it. In a classic MrBeast move, their generous benefactor allowed them to make the wait easier by ordering food for each other. This resulted in some disgusting lunches like a just bread sandwich and a hot sauce and tofu-only wrap. Losers got a face full of whipped cream, and the winners, Beast editors, got a shiny new living space. It's nice to get stuff for free. We think we can all agree, but sometimes when your friend is a successful YouTuber, it does make sense to look a gift horse in the mouth, especially when it's full of 100 million Orbeez, soft plastic balls which grow to 150 times their size when hydrated in water. On November 22nd, 2018, MrBeast and company filled a full-size swimming pool along with the rest of their friends' backyard with these biodegradable toys. They lit off chain reaction firecracker explosions, ate some of the inedible toys, and slip and slid their way to over 59 million views in what MrBeast calls, quote, the craziest thing we have ever done, lol, end quote. But it might not actually have been the craziest. Wanting to grow your channel and gain subscribers is a normal thing for a YouTuber to aspire to. But what about wanting someone else to take the top spot? In October of 2018, PewDiePie, aka Felix Schellberg, was YouTube's most subscribed creator with over 67 million subs. He stood to have his mantle snatched by T-Series, India's largest music label and movie studio, also sitting at just over 67 million subs. In an effort to keep PewDiePie on top, MrBeast purchased billboard ads all around his town, appeared on breakfast television and radio, and later even bought a row of seats behind the field goal during Super Bowl 53, just so the promotional t-shirts he and his friends wore would be seen by over 100 million people. Mr. Beast's philanthropic efforts are certainly impressive, but stunts like these make us wonder, are they more of an investment in his personal success than they are acts of generosity? Where do you draw the line? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe to The Riches for more videos like these. And don't forget to join our notification squad. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.